Good. Okay, thank you for volunteering at Delta Gymnastics Invitational. I'm going to run through the scoring program for you guys so that you have an idea of how to use it. We're going to use a tablet, and I'm also going to show you on the computer. So, just really quickly coming back here, the first thing is you would select the judge sheet, and then there's a drop-down menu that would allow you to pick the appropriate session. So, I've set up an example for you guys to work with, which would then give you which rotation, there's 1 through 6, and which events. Okay, so rotation 1 being vault, all you would have to do, you would click on the athlete's name, in this case it's our tester. You'll put in the degree of difficulty, so let's say it's just a 10. Tab it over to the next one, and then the score, and then one for each judge. So there might be 2 or 3 judges, at which point the only other thing you have to do is press save. A little window will pop up telling you what time that the scores were submitted, and then you can close it either through the button on the bottom or just clicking outside of the box. That score would then pop up, and that's really all you have to do. In this case it's vault, so there's actually 2 vaults, so we would do 2 different scores. Same thing, you would just save, and in the case of vault, it will actually select the higher of the 2 vaults to display for the crowd, and press save and close. And that's it on the computer. On a tablet, we're doing pretty much the same thing. The only difference is it will be on the tablet with the touch screen. Again, you select the judges sheet. You would select the drop-down menu, which we're using the example. And then you could actually even, let's try a different event. So let's say uneven bars, which would be on the second rotation. So which is why nothing popped up. There we go. So again, you would select the person. You would put in the degree of difficulty. So let's say it's a 10. You can actually scroll that up so you can see it. 9.3, let's say, and 9.1. Whoops. If you don't save it, nothing will happen. So you would actually have to go back in, and then you would have to start over, because if you don't save it, it won't display anything. Just scroll up here. Press save, and you can close it, and the score that will be submitted. And again, that's all you have to do. You can go back and check with the judges to make sure that they have the proper score. If that's the case, you'd open it up. You can change the score if it's incorrect. And then the only other thing that we really need to go over is if you need to scratch an athlete. If an athlete's scratching an event, you would just select that athlete's name. There's an actual button here that says scratch. Once you press it, it automatically submits a 0, and it saves it. Okay, and then that would be a 0. It's the same thing on here. Again, if we select a different event, because it's a cloud-based system, all those scores that I entered on the tablet are also on the computer, and that's how the scoring table will get all the information. So we don't actually need a runner this time around. And then the last thing, so this athlete was a scratch. Let's say that was a mistake. That wasn't actually a scratch. You would press reset, and then you would enter the score. 9.5, 9.3, save it. Again, it's submitted, and then that score would change. And then it would also come up on our tablet if we just refresh that. Oops. It would also help if I don't close it. So biggest thing is making sure that you're on the proper rotation, the proper session, and the proper event. So again, the score automatically updates on the website, so it makes life a little bit easier. If you have any other questions, I'm sure the volunteers will be able to help you there. Thanks.